Ladies and gentlemen, a few hours ago, I filed an article for Rollins Australia, which is a fan team in Australia. It's about that thick. They don't even have a website. They use Facebook. They asked me to put in what I thought of this year and leading into next year, what should be done. So I did some thinking, I wrote about it, I sent it in. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but it did make me think of this. About 175 years ago when I was young, me and my best friend, since I was 12 and he was 11, now I'm 54, he's 53, his name is Ian Mackay. Ian and I used to go to see Arena Rock. It's what an underage person could see. So we saw Led Zeppelin, we saw Ted Nugent, we saw Aerosmith, we saw Van Halen. And the overall reaction was, that was cool. You were one of 18,000 people looking at a band that was that big. And you go home with the sound of a 747 still taking off in your ears because of the roar of this hockey arena. And it was okay, I guess, but I thought you should feel more. And then, luckily, we discovered punk rock. And within a year, we are standing in front of Joe Strummer. We are being sweated on by Dee Dee Ramone. And one night at the Ontario Theatre, sadly gone now, Ian and I were right about there. And Lux Interior, a man who rarely liked to keep his clothes on, he walked right up in front of us and started pulling off his black denim jeans. And I'll never forget it because his crotch was right in front of me. Bright white underwear with an iron-on of a monster that said creepy right over the naughty bits. Pudenda for you Latin students. And he looked at us like, can you help me off with these? And Ian and I, being helpful young lads, yanked on these jeans and pulled them off. He sat down, we rolled them off his long legs. And of course, Ian and I, being the polite guys that we were, we folded them up. And we waited politely till after the performance and we walked them back to the dressing room, knocked on the door. Nick Knox, the drummer, opens the door without missing a beat. He sees the pants and calls out, Lux, the boys are here. They've had your pants cleaned and pressed. And this was how I realized that not only my life had a soundtrack, but that I had allies, I had comrades, because everyone at these gigs were nervous and weird, just like me. And I realized that these were my friends for life, this was my music, and the more I went to shows, the better it was going to get. Now, looking into 2016, you know there are evil forces in the world that want to make us afraid to show up to things like this. I say we push up the volume. If you're going to go to 50 shows next year, I hope you go to 100. I hope if Dinosaur Jr. has 50 shows planned next year, I hope they do 150. I hope that every time you see someone walk by you on the streets of New York with a band t-shirt on and you like that band, that you go, hey, all right, because that's all you have to say. Someone walks by with Ty Siegel on their shirt, you go, all right, they go, all right. And thus, another wall falls to the ground, and one more bit of separation is gone. And you and I and all these other amazing people all over the world become the loudest, coolest, best-looking, smartest tribe with amazing taste in music, and we outshine all the bad. And that's how we win. How do we win? We show up for the 5th sold-out show of Dinosaur Jr. celebrating 30 years here at the Gallery Ballroom in the world's most amazing city, New York!